My husband and I have two daughters, Erica 23 and Sarah 25. Much to my disappointment, they've never gotten along. Even as kids, they were always fighting. I'd always hoped they would grow out of it, but it never happened. I tried very hard to encourage them to grow together, as it's always my wish for them to be best friends and take care of each other when I'm gone. Unfortunately, nothing worked, and they seemed bent on hating each other. Some backstory. When Sarah moved out for college, she stopped talking to Erica entirely. This seemed really harsh to me, and I told her that. During this time, I grew closer with Erica as she was still at home, and Sarah seemed to want nothing to do with us. We were both hurt by Sarah's actions. When Erica went to college, Sarah appeared to make an effort to get along with her, and I was excited. But something happened. Sarah said that Erica was bullying her and blocked her on her phone. Erica told me that Sarah had blocked her, so I texted Sarah demanding to know why. Sarah said that Erica was name-calling her and blowing up her phone. I told Sarah she needed to get over it because family is family, and you can't just block family for no reason. It seemed very immature to me, and I was very annoyed. It's been about 2 years, and Sarah hasn't had a relationship with Erica since. Every time I see Sarah, I try to remind her that Erica loves her and tell her about the realities of the situation, that Sarah's successful, and Erica just gets jealous sometimes. But unfortunately, Sarah always seems upset when I bring up Erica and gets moody. Sarah's now getting married. At Sarah's engagement party, to which Erica was not invited, which disappointed me, I told Sarah that Erica was happy for her, but it was hard for her to have her sister be successful like this. Sarah seemed annoyed and brushed me off. Since the party, I've been trying to get a straight answer from Sarah about whether Erica's invited to the wedding. I brought it up a few times when Sarah talked about the wedding, and she ignored me. Eventually, she snapped at me and said that she hadn't had a relationship with Erica in many years, and she didn't know, quote, why you would expect her to be there. I was horrified. I believe Sarah's childish, vengeful antics have gone too far. You just don't treat family like this. Not inviting them to your wedding? My heart is broken, as I want them to care for each other, and I don't know why they refuse to do so. I want nothing to do with the wedding at this point. I'll attend, but I have no desire to help a daughter who treats family like this. I feel like Sarah's just asking me to pick between her and her sister, and I want nothing to do with it. My husband thinks I might be being a little harsh, but Erica agrees with my decision. Am I the idiot for refusing to pick between my daughters and not supporting my oldest decision not to invite her sister to the wedding? You are the idiot. Blocking family for no reason. She gave you a very detailed list of reasons. Why are you always making excuses for one child and brushing off all the issues of your other one? You often mention that you've encouraged your older daughter to be more respectful. However, you've mentioned exactly 0 times you've corrected your younger daughter's behavior or expected her to be nicer to her sister. Why is that? It's so pathetic that OP is playing dumb about not understanding why Sarah hates Erica. There's willful ignorance and there's denial. This is definitely the latter. She says she doesn't want to get involved in their fights, but she really means that she refused to do her job as a parent and expected shared DNA to fix all relationship problems. Now that she's reaping what she sowed, she's going all surprise Pikachu face. Makes me wonder what other issues the girls must have due to her ill-fit parenting. Wait, at Sarah's engagement party, rather than congratulating her, you told her it was hard for Erica to see her be successful? And you don't understand why you're the idiot? Erica seems to be your golden child for whatever reason. You need to butt out because your favoritism is not helping and will only push Sarah away from you. Yeah, OP's blaming Sarah for being more successful than Erica. That is a very bizarre take on the situation. Lady, it sounds like you're completely blind to your baby's faults, and you blame all the friction on the old one who should know better. But your younger daughter is persistently bratty and entitled, and you enabled this all the way. I wouldn't bet on your older daughter being desperately upset if you decided not to support the wedding. She's had no support from you so far in life, so why change now? I, 45 male, have a daughter, teen, Amy, and my wife, Amy's stepmother, 40, Diane, has recently taken issue with Amy. Diane does not respect Amy's privacy and has recently done a lot to invade it. She constantly barges into Amy's room and demands to check her phone frequently. I've told Diane she can't do this without asking Amy or me first, but she says she's as much Amy's mother as I am her father. 2 days ago, Diane went into Amy's room when she was at school and looked through Amy's diary. Her diary has a lock on it and was hidden, so I'm not sure how Diane got into it. When I returned from work, I found Amy in tears and my wife screaming at her, calling her disgusting names. When she saw me, she ran over to me, telling me that she'd read Amy's diary and found out she was gay and calling her names. I shouted at Diane for invading Amy's space because she knows teenagers need privacy and that her diary is necessary for her recovery. The therapist recommended she write down her feelings to help her anxiety. I got very angry, but Diane told me I should kick Amy out or send her to a conversion therapy course. I told her to get out, and after I threatened to call the police, she left. I'm receiving many calls from the family saying Diane is worried about Amy's future. I told them Diane was disgusting. Diane is very angry with me and told me she wants to take a break. Did I escalate the situation by kicking her out? Am I the idiot? Diane's stuff would be packed in on the front porch by the time the day was done if it was me. Diane is a witch, plain and simple. She's proven that she doesn't respect your position as husband or father. She certainly doesn't respect your daughter and her boundaries. She's shown her true colors by using homophobic slurs regarding your daughter and thinks there's something wrong with Amy? Not the idiot, OP. You absolutely did the right thing. You are an incredible dad and stood by your daughter. Kicking Diane out is step 1, and asking for a divorce is step 2. I don't think divorce should be invoked lightly, but dude, come on. Diane sounds like an awful person, and you have to protect your daughter. I mean, conversion therapy? But how long has she been invading Amy's privacy? It sounds like this isn't the first time she's busted into Amy's diary. I wonder how many under-the-radar type things she's done or said to or directed at your daughter over the years. Continue to protect your child at all costs. Get rid of that woman immediately. I cannot emphasize enough how much that experience will affect your daughter. I used to write about my late mom to cope with her loss, and later found out that my grandma would go through my room while I was gone and go through my journals. I'm still angry at my dad for not doing more about it, and I haven't been able to write about my feelings in the same way since. For the last 6 months, my 25 female girlfriend, Molly, 26, started with a joke that I've already made clear that I don't like. It consists of her saying no quickly to anything I ask. I ask her to get a glass of water for me. She says no. And after 1 minute, I'm almost getting up. She says she's joking and gets some water. I ask her to wash dishes. She says no. I say, I love you, but she says no. I ask her to take her clothes. She says no. Everything is joking. And after the 30 seconds to a minute, she does it. But she's addicted to saying no first. I've already made it clear several times that I don't like it. Even more so with the I love you. She's the only person I can say that to, so it's special to me. And there are serious things that I need her to answer seriously. And if she says no to everything jokingly, I can't tell when she's saying a real no. It's already happened. I keep saying this is boring and I don't like it. She stops doing it and goes back to doing it after a week. Finally, after a brief discussion, because she played this prank in front of our friends, me asking, "Love, can you get me some medicine?" and she with, "No, but kidding." She stopped doing it for 1 month. Yesterday, we welcomed my parents, in-laws, and our 2 best friends to our house. Everyone knew that I was going to propose to her, and I called them because we had always planned this proposal with our loved ones attending, participating in this special day. I asked her to marry me, and she said a quick no. And I was so grumpy and panicked and upset, everyone looking in shock for 30 seconds for her to laugh and say she was joking, finally saying yes. I was so embarrassed and disappointed. I put the ring box back in and said I'd take it out to cool off. I didn't even let her say anything. She kept texting me, no answering calls, saying it was just a joke, and I knew she always did that. She said that I left a difficult situation in the house because it was obvious that I had given up on proposing and did it in front of my parents and my in-laws. She stressed that I made the situation uncomfortable because of a silly joke. Well, I slept in a hotel and I'm still in it. My parents supported me, but my in-laws called me an idiot for giving up on proposing disproportionately humiliating their daughter. I just really think there's time for jokes, and that moment wasn't clear. She knew I didn't like it and decided to do it anyway. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your girlfriend just learned a much-needed lesson on why you don't joke and say no when you mean yes. And you're not making the situation uncomfortable because of a silly joke. She is. She knows you don't like it. And honestly, who would? That would annoy the crap out of most people. But she did it anyway. What's next? Is she going to say no during your ceremony, jokingly? This whole thing, saying no immediately, was a thing kids did in the 90s. I remember it because I was a kid in the 90s. You would be like, no, kidding, and then laugh because you were single digits old. How is an adult doing this, and why do they think it's funny? Not the idiot. But why would you sign up for this permanently? Seriously, I would overthink this whole relationship. Girlfriend will not change. Girlfriend does not respect your boundaries and feelings. She's shown you who she is, believe her. Then move on and find someone who does. Out of all the things that are wrong from her side, one that stands out to me the most is that afterward, she still puts the blame on you and doesn't even apologize. If you see that your partner is hurt by something you did, yes, even a joke, any well-adjusted human being would apologize. Also, if other people aren't laughing, I wouldn't call it a joke. And you're correct to think there's a time and a place for jokes. I can imagine how hurtful and embarrassing it was to hear the no to your proposal in front of your family. Such an idiot move. I, teen female, will admit I have and always will have a close relationship with my mom, 40. She's truly a fantastic woman. She has a great job and is honestly beautiful. Yet about a year ago, we found out my dad, 42, is having an affair with a woman who's now 26. She's only 10 years older than me. She and I have less of an age gap than my dad and she does. Even though upset, my mom has never trash talked my dad. I'm so upset though. It would have been one thing for him to ask for a divorce. Instead, he cheated with someone much younger than him. He and his affair moved out about 2 hours away. I've seen him about 5 times since this happened a year ago. I act pleasant when I see them, but things are awkward, and my dad's and my relationship is clearly strained. So my dad's affair partner's pregnant. He called me yesterday and asked if I wanted to attend the gender reveal party next weekend. I told him no. He asked why. I said I didn't want to talk about it. He kept pushing me, saying how the baby would be my little sibling. Finally, I got annoyed and went off. I told him how it would have been one thing for him to get a divorce from my mom, but he didn't have the guts for that. So instead you have an affair. So no, I'm not going to accept your little affair baby as a sibling. He called me an immature brat. He later texted my mom complaining about how immature I am and how I need to grow up and accept that, his mistress name, and the baby will be a part of my family. Am I the idiot? Oh wow, he has a lot of nerve to claim that you're immature, seeing as he had an affair with someone closer to your age than his. What exactly did he think was going to happen? Not the idiot. He didn't just cheat on your mother. He cheated on you too. He doesn't get to call you an immature brat when he chooses intimacy over you. He's only visited you 5 times and he lives only 2 hours away? What is he, British? My sister lives 2 hours away and we hang out at least once a month for a full fun weekend. Even if you wanted to accept your new half-sibling, you'd undoubtedly see them less since your dad barely makes an effort to see you anyways, and you're only about 2 years shy of becoming an adult. You don't have time to have a relationship with them, especially not how your dad made it. OP, if your father's anything like mine, which, based on the cheating and calling you a brat, sounds like he is, you will be asked to babysit for free whenever you're around. This child would be born soon before you legally become an adult. You're not going to have any relationship with your father's new family that you don't choose, and it sounds like you're not interested in having them in your life. That's perfectly fine. Can I make a suggestion? I know you're upset, but I highly recommend learning to laugh at him. LOL, he thinks you want a relationship with him when he's barely tried? LOL, he thinks you want the woman he cheated with in your life? LOL, he thinks you give a darn about his affair, baby? What a joke. Your dad's a joke, Treat him like one. Get therapy for yourself to work through the pain, but laugh in that man's face because he is hilarious for thinking he's still got any influence over you after this. My 29 female partner J, 31 male, wants me to include his best friend H, 36 female, as a bridesmaid in our wedding. H and I used to get along a couple of years ago, but she told J that she didn't like me a while back. I've never been rude to H, and I'm always polite and civil when she's over, especially for J's sake because I know that H is one of J's closest friends. I still talk to her and say hi and bye, but I don't class her as a friend, especially when she's polite to me but'll talk about me, saying how she doesn't like me behind my back. Jay and I recently got engaged, and we're currently fighting because he wants H to be a bridesmaid at our wedding, but I don't want her to be. I don't want someone to input opinion and be part of my hen's night, especially if she doesn't like me, because I want our wedding and the time leading up to it to be drama-free, and I know it'll just cause drama having someone who doesn't like me as part of my bride's party. Jay keeps insisting on getting H's opinions and not my friends, who I want as a part of my wedding party, and he keeps getting angry and treating me like I'm the idiot for this. I've told Jay that if he wants her opinion to make her part of his wedding party, he won't. I then said we could possibly wait until closer to the wedding date to see if H and I become friends again, but I honestly don't feel as if that'll happen. I am starting to feel a bit like an idiot because it is his wedding, and maybe I should just put up with it for his sake. So, am I the idiot? Not the idiot, but it sounds like Jay values H's feelings more than he does yours. Are you certain there's nothing romantic there? The sudden turnaround of H being friendly to not liking you almost seems like you were maybe fine when things were casual, but she got jealous once you and Jay got serious. If he's going to stress you out about your wedding, but prioritize his bestie, this sets the tone for your entire marriage. Are you sure you want to be the second best to your husband? It doesn't even have to be romantic for there to be that jealous angle. Some people just hate it when they aren't someone's number one priority. This should be something people leave behind as they grow up, because they learned that they can't be possessive over people, but some people are still stuck in it. Sure, it's his wedding too. However, she's his friend, not yours. Honestly, what kind of partner would do this? Try to convince their SO to have a person that doesn't care about them to be their bridesmaid? OP, your partner doesn't sound kind, and it sounds like a big deal. He's keeping that friend that talks badly of you and forces them on you. He's not respecting any of your boundaries. I suggest you reflect on your relationship in its entirety. How does he treat you? Reflect and don't make excuses for him. Loving people don't need to be excused for their behavior all the time.